nation. Hebrew kingdom building.
Because that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm messing with y'all. All right, let's go. Let's look at Deuteronomy 31. So this is coming from the Torah portion. And what we're going to look at is Deuteronomy 32. It's basically a song that Yahuwah gave to Moshe to sing to the nation. You know what I'm saying? And so, Todah, bot, Todah. So who already the Torah portion? Okay, hallelujah. Bot said she did that. Man, I think we threw. Wait, hold on, raise your hand. Hold on. Everybody raise your hand. Hold on. Oh, man, what's up with the council, man? What's going on? Oh, snap. All right, okay. Well, Maury did have a baby, but still, though. You could be delivering a baby and read, and you could be like, hold on, I'm on chapter 33. Look, man, you could be delivering the baby by the audio Bible playing. Push. Just push, baby. Deuteronomy 23, verse. So there was a song that Yahuwah gave to Moshe in Deuteronomy 32. All of y'all read the Torah portion, so I'll praise to the Most High. Y'all know. And so, verse 19, it says, "Now therefore write down this song for yourselves." So we're going to start with, this is before the Torah portion, but this is going to set the tone for the Torah portion. You get what I'm saying? So this is why, so we're going to read this song in chapter 32, but this is why the song was written. Yahuwah gave Moshe a word. He said, "Now therefore write down this song for yourselves and teach it to the Yeladim of Yisrael," it's really the sons, Benim, Benai Yisrael. "Put it in their mouths." How do you put a song in their mouths? It's by letting them hear it in their ears, right? So, now this is important for y'all to know. When a song goes in your ears, you're putting it in their mouth. Keep that in mind. This is the most High created music. The Shamaim is full of music. The Malakim, he has created, Yahuwah created Malakim that just do music, y'all, in the Shamaim. Like the Most High created music. Music, there's no separating music from spirituality. Music is spiritual in every way. That's a spiritual thing. You can't see music, you can't touch music, but it has more power than pretty much almost anything else on the earth, generally speaking, and we're going to talk about that. It's a spiritual thing, I guess is the best way to put it. We grew up in Babylon, so we don't understand that, because we grew up in Babylon where music is just music. Man, it's just entertainment, man. It's just entertainment. It's just entertainment. All the ancient cultures never looked at music as just entertainment. Ain't no ancient culture looked at it as not just entertainment. Oh, I just like the song. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds cool. I like the beat. Ain't no ancient cultures ever looked at it like that. Man, Indians, Native Americans, I should say, they would literally do music and dance to petition for rain. They would do music and dance to petition to their Oluwas. That's every ancient culture. They would always use music and dance when it came to war. The list goes on and on and on and on. So we're going to get into that. All right. Now therefore, verse 19, now therefore write down this song for yourselves and teach it to the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths that this song may be a witness. So this is Yahuwah said this song will be a witness for him against the Israel. When I have brought them to the land flowing with milk and honey, of which I swore to their fathers, and they have eaten and filled themselves and grown fat, then they will turn to other Oluwas and serve them. This song will be a witness against the children of Israel that when the Most High blesses them and blesses them and blesses them, they're gonna turn away from him. Basically, gonna get spoiled and turn away from the Most High. Teach all your children this song, so when it happens, they're gonna know what time it is. You know, one of the ways that I believe it's the Gadami tribe, or it's one of the West African tribes. One of the ways that their ancestors used. One of the ways that their ancestors used to teach them their oral traditions was through a famous song that was passed down through the generations that showed them they were the children of Israel. Song is not, music is not just entertainment, y'all. That was one of the biggest lies from Hasatan ever. Because it makes you put your guard down and you just listen to anything. Oh, the beat sounds great. You know that you can make anything. If you got a through beat, you can, it's just like food, for example. You can make almost anything taste good. You can. I know that sounds crazy, but you can go and get you some rat meat. I know that sounds crazy, but you can go get, if you put the right seasoning, you can get the gerbil, you can do the right seasoning, and you can make it taste to where it don't taste bad. For real. Yeah. You can go and get you some raccoon. You can skin you some raccoon, some squirrel. If you put the right seasoning in it, and you a good cook, you know how to grill it to make it crispy right and all that, it won't taste bad. It won't taste bad. Do that mean you're supposed to eat it though? No, it's horrible for you. It's one of the worst things you can eat. And a matter of fact, it can open you up to all kind of things, because now you're going against Torah too. Now you're going against the scriptures too. Why do y'all think y'all didn't think it was nothing wrong with eating pork, even though that's the most vile, most abominable thing you can eat? Why do you think that you didn't think that it was a bad thing to eat pork? Because it didn't taste bad. That's the only reason. Because it didn't taste bad. You had Big Mama and them who was trained, because her Big Mama was a slave, and they had to figure out how to make this stuff taste okay, because that's all they had to eat. And so they knew how to make the stuff taste through. And so you grew up, you thought it was okay to eat only because it didn't taste bad. You can make, I'm telling you, you can make anything not taste bad. That don't mean nothing. Just because it tastes good, that means nothing, fam. If Yahuwah said don't eat it, don't eat it. You can take some dog meat, frog meat. People be doing the frog legs. Put Cajun seasoning on that thing and grill it, and people tear to eat them things every day, and that's very disgusting and abominable to the Most High. It's the same thing with music. Just because the beat sounds through and you like the song don't mean you should listen to it. You can make a lot of stuff sound through. You can make a lot of music sound good. I've been doing music for 20-something years. You can figure out how to make a song jam. You can do that. Even if you're not a big-time musician, you can usually at least, if you make 20 songs, you can usually at least make one that's a hit. You can do it. I'm telling you, even if you're not a musician, you can do it. Especially if you're Yahudim. You can make 1 to 2 out of 20. You just might not have a high ratio if you're not a musician, but you can make something that hits. Why do you think Babylon, they'll take anybody? They'll take anybody. If you'll sell your soul, you'll play the game, they'll take anybody. Everybody, all the people who, see, this is, so you got casual listeners, and then you got your music heads. I was a music head because I was a musician. So I was very specific. I could only listen to certain things. So I couldn't handle certain musicians, but it didn't matter if they put the right people behind them, they still blow up. It didn't care what I'm at. I was the minority. The super music heads were a minority to the casual listener. The casual listener was a majority. You get what I'm saying? The music heads might be 10 to 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, and those are usually people who are already musicians, people who do music themselves. You know, things like that. So they only really can deal with certain people as far as listen to. The casual listener is the millions. So you can get Bobo and them from around the corner. They got the look. Oh, y'all got the look. Y'all got the, man, oh no, you got the look. You got the edge. You got the edge. Come on. They don't have to hear you say nothing. They don't have ever heard. You can just say you rap. I'm telling you, I was in it. Oh, you rap? Yeah, come on. Y'all got the look. You know, you have the appeal. You know, so come on. And throw you in the studio. And you might not, you put the top of the line production behind you. Top of the line equipment. You got high-end auto tunes. You can probably squeeze out at least one hit out of 20. You can do it. 1 to 2. And now the dude is a star. All the music heads are like, man, this dude trash. But they don't care about you. Because all the casual listeners, they gonna like that one song and they'll buy the album. They got one song that jam, I like it. And they'll buy the album. They just play it on the radio a whole lot. You through. That's how it works. Yeah, that's how the industry works. You got people like Sir Mix-a-Lot. Oh, I thought he was horrible. Oh my goodness, he was like one of the top. Most of y'all not old enough to know who that is, but I thought he was like the worst dude ever. Yeah, he was a one-hit wonder, and then the one hit was just, horrendous, terrible. But he was like one of the biggest dudes out there. Sir Mix-a-Lot. You talking about Biz Markie? I remember him too. That's what you were saying. Oh, I hated them. The Yin Yang Twins. Oh, that was horrible. Oh, that was horrendous. And they blew up off of that one little song. They had two, but the one was the only one to me that was anything. That was anything at all. That's how it works. So why am I bringing this up? I'm just trying to let y'all know that any song could sound good. That don't mean nothing. Anybody can make a song sound good. That don't mean you should listen to it. It just don't. Because you can be literally listening to straight. What you listen to, what do they say? You're putting it in your mouth. What is that saying? You're consuming it. Get what I'm saying? So that's like eating rat. and you eating it just because they know how to season it right and it tastes good. That's like eating raccoon. Y'all ever seen that dude that travel around the country but eating all the foods that the other nations eat? He's one of them, and there's another one too. I can't remember his name. Boy, I'm telling you, people eat anything. Why? Because you can make anything taste good. Man, he was traveling around the world. He was going, man, people eating live worms, people eating insects, people taking snake meat, grill a snake, and okay, let me try it. Oh, it's tangy. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all right, but I don't like the texture and this and that. He goes deep. And you be like, oh, man, he wild, bro. He wild. They be eating poisonous fish, puffer fish, whatever. Monkey brain. They literally be eating, some of these nations be eating brain. Y'all watch the show? He went to like Thailand or something, bro. They had brain laid out. Straight brain. It looked like a human brain. You know, monkey brain look like human brain. Y'all know monkeys. And they just put some seasoning on there and tear it up, and he was eating it. All right, man, let me try it out. Just because it tastes good don't mean you're supposed to eat it. And that means with the music as well. All right. Okay. Y'all get the point. Let's keep going. Verse 20, when I have brought them to the land flowing with milk and honey, of which I swore to their fathers, and they have eaten and filled themselves and grown fat, then they will turn to other allures and serve them. And they will provoke me and break my covenant. Then it shall be, when many evils and troubles have come upon them, that this song will testify against them as a witness, for it will not be forgotten in the mouths of their descendants. That's why this song came out. That's why Yahuwah gave him this song. For I know the inclination of their behavior today, even before I have brought them to the land of which I swore to give them. Con? All right. Let's go to Devarim 32. Mishpachah, Devarim 32. Let me see if I can do this. Well, before we go to Devarim 32, let's look at the Hebrew word for song. So where it says, then it shall be, when many evils and troubles have come upon them, that this song will testify against them. Go to the last chapter in Devarim 32. See if I can. Now, Yahoo. Devarim 31, verse 27.
Verse 27. Yeah. For I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. If today, while I am yet alive with you, you have been rebellious against Yahuwah, then how much more after my death? Gather to me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their hearing, and call the Shamayim and Haaretz to witness against them. For I know that after my death you will become utterly corrupt, and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because you will do evil in the sight of Yahuwah, to provoke him to anger through the works of your hands. Then
Moshe, now pay attention to this verse. Go ahead.
Moshe spoke in the hearing of all the assembly of Israel the words of this song until they were ended.
Then Moshe spoke in the hearing of all the assembly of Yasharel the words of this song until they were ended. Con? All right, we through? Oh. Let's check it. Let's do a mic check, but now, Yahoo, you gotta do a mic check 1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Sounds through.
We through, y'all? All right. All right. So Deuteronomy 31:30, it says that Moshe spoke in the hearing of all the assembly of Israel the words of this song until they were ended. Now he's about to go into the song. But before we go into the song, I want to look at the word for song in Hebrew. Can somebody tell me without looking it up, what is the word for song in Hebrew? Huh? Oh, you looked it up? All right, that's through. Well, what is it? Shir, yeah. So let's take a look at this. Does somebody know that can give me a breakdown on it? Shir. So what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to start putting the biblical Hebrew in there as well, because what I started noticing is that the Mishpacha actually has, all praise to the Most High, that's a blessing, have got very acquainted with the pictograph Hebrew, but have very little to no understanding of the biblical Hebrew. And I was making an assumption that, I don't know why, but I don't know. Y'all automatically get the biblical Hebrew if we got the pictograph, but I noticed after dealing with, talking with some of y'all, that's just not working. So I actually always taught that it's best to learn the biblical Hebrew first, because it's a little, the pictograph is actually a little bit easier. So if you do the biblical Hebrew, everything else is down here, like the paleo and pictograph Hebrew. But it's okay, because I want y'all to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Familiar with the biblical Hebrew, because when you get a Hebrew Bible, it's not going to be in pictograph. If you get a lexicon, if you get a strong concordance, it's going to show this. It's going to have, a lot of times it'll have the vowel points in there, but nevertheless, it will show this. It won't show that. You get what I'm saying? But they are similar. Y'all see how they're similar? A lot of the letters are similar. So that's shir in biblical Hebrew. That's what you would see in a strong concordance or in a Hebrew Bible. And this is in the pictograph Hebrew. That's the ancient. Hallelujah. So what's this letter? What's that? Man, y'all are on it, man. Praise Yahushua. So basically what it is, it's about oppressing or crushing the work of the heads. It's about crushing the work of the heads, the rosh. It's about crushing or pressing the work of the roshim, the heads. Another way to look at it is it's about pressing or crushing the power of the heads. It's about pressing or crushing the power of the roshim. Y'all get it? So even in the Hebrew word for music, it's warfare. It's it's about pressing the heads of the other nations. It's about pressing the roshim, y'all. Even in the Hebrew word for song, for singing. Y'all, it's about warfare, Mishpacha. This ain't no entertainment. This is about crushing the heads of the other nations. So what are the heads? What are the roshim? They're the men. They're the heads of household. The roshim are always basically the heads of household are the people of warring age, for the most part. Once you become of warring age, you're considered a rosh in the scriptures, generally speaking. Generally speaking, because I believe you are still considered a rosh if you're older than warring age. But I mean, as far as from younger, once you hit warring age, once you hit 20, which means you can be in the Israelite military, you are a rosh. Because we know that why? Because there was a census where the Most High had told them to count the roshim. And they were all between 20 and up, wasn't they? Right. Warring age. It was about trying to see who was able to go out and fight when they needed to fight. They was it's like the Most High trying to see, okay, what he working with. All right, I think y'all got that. So this is warfare language. In the Hebrew, you see that singing is about warfare. It ain't about I don't know if there's anywhere in the scriptures where singing was just for entertainment. I don't think it's anywhere in the script. It was all about warfare or like praise to the Most High, worship to the Most High, of course. But again, that's still associated with spiritual warfare, though. You get what I'm saying? All right. Now, remember, this is about crushing the work of the heads. Y'all remember this scripture in back in the beginning, Bereshit 3? And I will put enmity between you and the woman. He's talking to Hasatan, or the serpent. This was a judgment on the serpent. Remember the judgment on the serpent. Yahuwah said, I will put enmity between you, that's Hasatan, and the woman. And between your seed, that's Hasatan's seed, and her seed, that's you. Remember Melech Yahusha talked about born of a woman? He shall bruise your head. Who shall bruise your head? The seed of the woman, right? He shall bruise your head. Whose head? The head of the serpent, but also the head of his seed. So he's talking about also the seed of the woman will bruise the seed of the serpent's head. And you, the serpent, shall bruise his heel. And we talked about this before, but his ain't even there. It actually says, and you shall bruise, the serpent shall bruise heel. It's Yaakov, he's based as a prophecy. Talking about the serpent will bruise Israel, will bruise Yaakov. All right. Now y'all focus, Mishpach, because I want y'all to get this. Stay focused. What does head mean in Hebrew? He said, he shall bruise your head. The serpent shall bruise who? The rosh. Y'all get it? I'm sorry, I had it wrong. He shall bruise your head. That's actually us. My bad. Let me recalibrate. He, us, the seed of the woman, shall bruise his rosh. So yeah, can that mean the literal head? Yeah, but it also means what? The heads of his people, the leadership of his people. Are y'all following what I'm saying? Look. Because the word for song is about crushing the head. It's about crushing the work of the rosh. The prophecy from the beginning is that the seed of the woman, which is Yaakov, which is us, the children of Israel, will crush the head of the serpent. So song for an Israelite is about crushing the heads of Hasatan and his people. In other words, who is Hasatan's people? The other nations. Hasatan's people is all the other nations. They're given over to Hasatan. Remember, Hasatan is like the prince of this world. All the nations are given over to Hasatan, all of them. I know that you have individuals from other nations who will join Israel and will follow Yahuwah, but those are individuals. The nations in and of itself are all given over to Hasatan. All of them except Yahuwah, except Israel. Actually, we're going to talk about that in this Torah portion. We're going to talk about that to prove that. All the nations are given over to other Aluas, which means to Hasatan. So, basically, song is about pressing the other nations. It's about pressing their heads. It's about crushing, subduing, and having dominion over the power of the other nations. It's all in the Hebrew. He shall bruise your head. All right. And I will put enmity between you and the woman and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head. So let's look at that word for bruise. Let's look at that word for bruise. That's what we wanted to do. It's the only thing about these Macs, man, the touchscreen, man. The word for bruise is soup. It says S-U-P when you look up the Strong's Concordance, but it's pronounced S-O-O-P. It's pronounced soup. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a sheen, what's that word? Ua, or if you look in in a Strong's, it's going to say vav. That's the biblical or modern Hebrew. That's what they're going to call it. But it's a ua and a pei, okay? And that's how it looks in the biblical Hebrew. Y'all see how similar it is? The pei don't look like the pei in there, you know what I'm saying? But the other ones look similar. But I want y'all to start getting acquainted with the biblical Hebrew letters as well. That's the pei in the biblical Hebrew. It's also a pei and a fei. It can do a pei or, that's the pei something? No, I don't. I just did the regular pei. That's the final one? Oh, you're right, because the regular one has the little weird thing. You're right. Okay. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, that's why I was All right. Anyway, okay. So, but if you look in the Hebrew Bible, it's going to show the pei Sophie at the end, the letter of the word. So, it's the right. It's correct. It's accurate. All right. Anybody want to give a shout out what the breakdown of this is? We've been going into the breakdowns for about a couple years now, man. I know somebody can get close. I can get it. This is the word for bruise. Everybody except leadership. All right, y'all can go. If we don't got nobody from the Mishpacha, so. Wait, hold on. We got Benayahu. Hold on. Go on, bring it out. Oh, yeah, we got Bot. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll get Bot first.
I was going to say crushing the connection to the mouth.
All right. I like that. That's close. That ain't what I was looking for. Oh, hold on. Shimshon, guys. Let's go ahead.
Separating the marked ones by the song, maybe.
That's not a tav. That's a wav. That's a ua. So that's about like attaching, like a nail securing. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. The Benin in the house.
Maybe to crush the connection to the song or to the word.
And I don't think that's. I'm not gonna say that, but that's very close. Go ahead.
Separating those who are secure to a word, like those who are secure to a word are separated from something else.
No. All right, that was dope. That was stupid. Anybody else? Oh yeah, but not Yahoo.
Separating what was joined to the word.
Yeah, that's all close, man. And the thing, so when you break it down Hebrew, it don't mean that it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? You just pray on it. It can be a lot of, it don't mean that it's wrong. But that's not what I got out of it. Let's see if somebody get closer. Go ahead, Ema. Let's get Ema.
Which Ema?
Oh, never mind. I got her. Never mind.
Separating the connection with the song. Well.
Is that your answer?
Separating. Let me see. Separating by. I don't know how to put like a word in a song.
Go ahead, Benai Yahoo. He's the last one, y'all.
I see something interesting. I see like breaking the teeth out your mouth. For real. Cause it's like you said, cause that shin is like teeth, right? And didn't he say I will like break the teeth out of the young lion? You remember that? You know that verse? Yeah. You can't sing if you ain't got no teeth in your mouth.
All right. All right, Miss Parker. So this is what I got, y'all. It's about, the word soup is about a pressing or crushing that's associated with a word. Oh, y'all were close. It's about a pressing or crushing that's associated with a word. Basically crushing with a word. Y'all get what I'm saying? Crushing through declaration. See, it was something, see, we didn't see this in this prophecy, y'all. This is the prophecy is about a war with words. It's about a war of doctrines and teachings.
Con, that's right.
Yeah. He shall bruise your head. How should the seed of the woman, how should the children of Israel bruise? And we know that word also means, it really means crush. Bruise, crush, soup. He shall crush your head, the Roshim. This is something our forefather Dawid understood very well. That we can crush the heads of the serpent through a declaration and through a word, through song, through a word, through declaration. That's the tabernacle of Dawood. It's a war with words. He shall bruise your head, and you, the serpent, shall bruise Yaakov, or Akeb, shall bruise a heel. So the heel, that's the foot. So what does the serpent always try to do? Why do you think the Most High gave the serpent this judgment? What did the serpent just do before this judgment? With a word, he bruised the heel of the woman. He and Adam and the man. He thwarted their walk, the heel, their walk was thwarted now because he caused them to sin. Hasatan's pretty much he don't really come with no new tricks. His main, he just does a lot of ways to do the same trick. This is Ruwako, because I actually talking to my son about this earlier. But what Hasatan does is he just gets you to sin. He tries to get you to sin. That's what it's all about. It's the doctrine of Balaam and Balak. That's the name of it. That's what he does. That's what he did to Adam and Eve. He can't do nothing against Yahuwah's people. He's not more powerful than Yahuwah. Y'all notice I said he's not more powerful than Yahuwah. I ain't talking about y'all, but we're in covenant with Yahuwah. So you deal with Yahuwah. See, this is how covenants work. He knows if he deals with one of Yahuwah's sons or daughters, he got to deal with Yahuwah. You get what I'm saying? That's a covenant. Nations do it all the time. Why do you think America's right now is up in arms? Because China is messing with Taiwan. And we be mad like, why are they worried about Taiwan and stuff like that? Let them handle their own business. No. Taiwan business is America business. They join to each other in covenant. So a war with Taiwan mean a war with America. Why do y'all think the president, I can't remember his name, we're so disattached from this stuff, man. Oh, good old Jim Crow, Jim Crow Joe. Jim Crow Joe said, if China attacks Taiwan, they will go to war with China. He already declared it. I think so. Wasn't that? Didn't he say that? It was one of the nations. He said. I'm pretty sure he said that. No, he said that. I just don't believe it. We will respond if, and the way they try to frame it is because we're doing it because we want to protect the good people of Taiwan. They don't care. Y'all don't care about it. Y'all don't even care about the people in America like that. Y'all try like some sort of you care about the people and their needs. There are people like living in the streets right now in America, right now. No, it's a covenant and agreement that y'all made with each other because of what y'all do for each other. Taiwan does things for America. Taiwan, they help to, there's some interest that Taiwan, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. There's some American interests that Taiwan has. And because of that, they have a covenant with each other. And so, yeah, if y'all keep looking at what's going on out there, because it's pretty much inevitable China probably going to end up invading Taiwan. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And then when that happens, that's basically a declaration of war against the U.S. Because Jim Crow Joe done already put it out of his mouth. You mess with them, you're messing with us. There's several nations out there like that to where they're so tied to America that if a nation messes with them, they fight in America. The Most High moves like similar way. You mess with his people, you messing with him. And the Ruachs know that. That's why one of the reasons why we can do deliverance is because we in covenant. Well, no, that's not one of the reasons. The only reason why we can do deliverance is because we in covenant with Yahuwah and Yahusha. When they see us, they see Yahusha. They don't want no parts of that. If it's just you, oh man, nah, that's light work. They've been around here for generations. You knew. They knew your dad, your granddad, your great-great-granddad. They was around when y'all was on, when your great-great-grandparents was on the slave ships, everything. You light work. But you one of them people that done join yourself with Yahusha? Oh no, we don't want no parts of that. They're gonna deal with one of the family members that ain't dealing with Yahuwah. They're gonna deal with one of them. They're gonna deal with one of the people that's in the world. He shall bruise your head and you shall bruise his heel. So the word for bruise is associated with crushing the head. I'm sorry, it's associated with crushing with a word. I'm sorry. With crushing that's associated with a word. So that's why your words are so important. That's why your words are so significant. You got to be careful, because when it comes to the Kodashim, the Most High designed us. Remember, the children of Israel will crush their heads with a word. That's what the crush means. But it goes both ways. Remember, you're supposed to have the shield of faith to quench the fiery what? That's a word, isn't it? An arrow shooting of the wicked, of Hasatan, right? So it's a battle of teaching. It's a battle of words. Hasatan's steadily trying to get at us with words. Why do you think the reason why there were people who struggle with doubt, I'm telling you, is because of fiery darts from Hasatan. He's shooting words at you. You get those thoughts that pop in your head, like, oh, did he really say that? Do you really need to do that? Man, that stuff ain't real. Man, why you doing this anyway? Don't nobody care. Why are you serving the Most High? What did you get out of that? That's darts from Hasatan. You see what I'm saying? Those are words that he's shooting at you to try to get it to take root and bear some sort of fruit, something to turn into something physical. And so that's why declaration is big, casting down thoughts, using declaration. Your words are huge, y'all. Your words are huge. That's a big part of the war. That makes sense? That's why you can see how significant it is when you listen to somebody like that.
What is that?
Oh, no, that's real. It's a rapper. His name is Lil Uzi Vert. That name is actually Lucifer. It's just a play on words. He is in covenant with Hasatan. That's the seed of Hasatan, and he's a major musician. A lot of people listen to him, the young folk especially. That's somebody a little bit not as outright Hasatan worshiper, but he's the seed of Hasatan. He has a whole song called Lucifer, Son of the Morning. Catchy hook too. That's why you should never listen to it, because that's you play that song 2 or 3 times, it's stuck in your mind. Like you'll be riding down the car and you'll say it, and before you even think of it, like, oh snap, that song in my head, because the things that go in your ear end up in your mouth. You're consuming it. Oh, that's a play on words too, huh? I didn't even know that. Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. A lot of people like to talk about what's his name? The Yeezys. What's his name? Kanye West. He literally had a song where he literally said, "I sold my soul to the devil." Y'all wonder why he's so weird, why he's so crazy? A lot of people like him, because y'all remember when he was sitting there with the actor with the white guy? And they were like trying to talk, and then George Bush doesn't like black people. And then the other dude was like, oh. And then Kanye was sitting there like this. George Bush don't like black people. All right, man, that was hilarious. Well, it make you like him a little bit. Because he was just so weird. But nah, he sold his soul, man. Seed of Hasatan. Don't get tricked just because he did a gospel song. Come on. He did a gospel song. That means that, oh yeah. Nah, man, he one of the richest musicians that's ever. One of the richest musicians ever. That's because he sold his soul. That's why. I think he's one of the only, him and Jay, they one of the only like billionaire musicians ever. You don't just they not giving you think the other nations gonna give you that money if you don't sell your soul? You think they're gonna give you that money and you in covenant with Yahuwah, they're gonna give you all that money? Billions of dollars, you know how much power that come with that? If you serve Yahuwah, do you know what someone who's in covenant with Yahuwah would do if they had that type of money? They not finna do that. They would never do that. No, we'll pay you all this money, but you got to play the game. The music content, it has to be about certain things. You know, you definitely can't be talking no empowerment, nothing like that. Oh, now we'll really pay you if you rap about killing, drug dealing, murder, abominations. Oh man, we'll pay you. If you can do it and really make the music sound well, we will give you everything. And there's a reason why all those people that blow up are some of the most abominable, wicked artists you can think of, who are most of them in covenant with Hasatan. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why they're targeting Israelites. Y'all ever wonder how come they not signing no country singers who rap about killing their own people, abominations? They don't rap about violating their own women. They don't sing about getting high off drugs and distributing drugs to their communities. Y'all ever wonder why it's only Israelites that they're signing that do music like that? Because it's on purpose. That's why. This is why. This is why, y'all. It's because of this. We know how powerful the music of the Israelites are. So what we're going to do is we're going to have them do music about stuff that we know is going to destroy them, because we know how powerful their words are. We know how powerful it will be if they do music about killing each other and about doing drugs and about sinning against Yahuwah. oh, that's gonna cause everybody to sin against Yahuwah. That's gonna the name of the game of Hasatan is to get the people to sin. I seen it. I'm from that generation. I actually seen it. I seen it when rap first started. My first tape that I ever got, my mom bought it for me. It was Run DMC. Can't remember the name of it. Don't matter. That's not important. It was Run DMC. Tougher Than Leather. Tougher Than Leather. I was in elementary school. Mom bought me the tape, and I thought it was jamming. Then she bought me on the same day, Fresh Prince. Parents Just Don't Understand. I'm giving away my age. I was young. I was in elementary school. Fresh Prince, Parents Just Don't Understand. That's when he was not an actor at that time. He was a straight up rapper. That was it. I don't even know if he started Fresh Prince of Bel-Air yet. I think he might have just started it though. Yeah, he just started it though. That's when it just started, when Parents Just Don't Understand came out. I had that album. I thought it was jamming. There wasn't nothing, no cussing and none of that. It wasn't, they wasn't rapping about Yahuwah or nothing, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing in there that was like that. By the time I got into middle school, I remember by the time when I was 12, they always had abominable music out. They had people like 2 Live Crew when I was young. But they wasn't getting no major deals though. They wasn't in the front. So didn't nobody, it was only the real people that was out there jamming that, listening to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was looked at as like some far out stuff. But the mainstream was people who were actually positive. They were trying to, they weren't serving Yahuwah, but they were trying to empower the people and stuff, you know, like Flavor Flav and them, what's the name of the group with Flavor Flav and them? Public Enemy. Yeah, they was, we close to the same age. Yeah, that was one of my first ones too. But that was after the Fresh Prince one. But, they was talking about black power and stuff. They was trying to empower the people. It was the total opposite of what we see today. But I remember when it first shifted. Okay, when it first shifted was when the music shifted to the West Coast. No, Ghetto Boys was a little bit later. It was around the same time, but it's still a little bit later. When the music shifted to California, somehow something shifted. Why is that? Y'all ever thought about that? Yes. When the music shifted to California, that's when I first heard people rapping about weed and killing. The first person was NWA. They were talking about, bump the police, all that stuff, and they was like cussing. I remember this, man. I was in middle school. I thought it was like mind blowing to me. I didn't really like NWA like that though. I didn't like their beats and stuff. I couldn't gel with the older people. I was in middle school. But then right after them, they broke up, and that's when I got caught into it. They broke up. Then Ice Cube started coming out with his own solo stuff, and then you had Snoop and Dr. Dre came out. I was 12 years old when Dr. Dre came out with The Chronic. The whole album was about weed, killing, and drugs, and everything. And it was like a top, I was jamming that every day. I remember my dad was cool. He was okay with it. But as soon as I remember he went and played it in front, we was in Germany. That's how crazy this is. And my dad took the CD and was playing it on the loud thing. We had like a living room back in the day. It was like a whole line of different little. It was like a server rack of different. One thing was just supposed to be the amp. Another thing was the tape player, or something. I don't even know. Yeah, equalizer or something. And the thing was like literally like this big, from this, like with this high. And so he put it in and played it. It was a CD. And I'm talking about, man, like, oh my God, like the most abominable stuff you can. I liked it, and I was going to public school. We was jamming it all at the school, but I didn't want my mom to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Dad gave it away, and so man, she told us, man, she trashed that CD so quick. And so then Snoop came out. So a lot of y'all like Snoop, man. These are dudes that are in covenant with Hasatan, man. Snoop did a song called "Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me." The whole song, he talking to Hasatan. These dudes, I'm talking about a lot of these dudes, man. They done killed people. These dudes, man, they not cool like they act like they they in covenant with the. When Dre came out, this is people that they're still out today. They're still, these people are still around today, and people just look at them and these Dre, Snoop, they're responsible for putting the most abominable debauchery stuff into the world that's responsible of so many murders, killings, prison sentences. Y'all don't know how powerful music is. That's because we just thought music was entertainment. Because the music was so through. The music they came out with was so good, it changed the game. These dudes sold out. So they sold to Hasatan to put our people to keep our people in captivity. They did. They did. Because music is a warring tool. The other nations knew that. That's why they tried to find somebody who would sell their soul and use them because we were the best music. Yahuwah wired us to be the best musicians. Yahudim, Yehuda, praise. That's what it means. He wired us to be the best musicians. Yahuwah created us that way. So man, if we can just get some of them to make music about killing themselves, about abominations, man, that'll cause their whole nation to just be subdued for generations. And it worked, y'all. It worked. They started calling it gangster rap. And you know what happened after that? Also, gangs got exported across the nation. That was only a West Coast California thing. It was in Chicago too. It was Los Angeles. Chicago had a different type of gangs though. But Blood and Crips, that was California. That wasn't nowhere else. Los Angeles, California. There was nowhere else. It started in Los Angeles. Came out with gangster rap. And now you got Bloods and Crips in every city in the country, major city in the country. Y'all know who do y'all know who King Von is? Yeah, so you had Chicago was a Jungle. Do y'all know who that is? Yeah, they know who that is. They didn't want to say nothing. They all know who that is. Nah, I ain't seen nobody say nothing over there. But did you hear? Yeah, that's all y'all talking about. Huh? But so King Von, he was a full-blown murderer. He used to he from Chicago. He used to brag that he was a demon. He literally rapped about murders he committed on his. He would snitch on himself on his songs, and then he ended up getting killed. He ended up getting killed like in a couple years ago. They got this new culture. This is amongst the young folks, y'all. Y'all know what's going on. This is why we can't be dealing with we got to get our children out of these public schools. And I'm talking, to myself. I'm working on it. These are the people that everybody listening to now. It's actually normal for the quote unquote gangster rappers to rap about murders they committed, to rap about killing each other, but actually so back then a lot of them wasn't real. Back then, like Snoop, Dr. Dre, they wasn't really like out there like that. But like Snoop, the stuff he did, it was always he would have other people doing his work for him. One time it was his bodyguard. It's different. Like now, like these Chicago dudes, they actually really doing this stuff and then they rapping about it. NBA Youngboy, Soul to Soul. Soul to Soul. He has a song where he's talking about how he wrote his signature in blood. Blood oath. That's why he's one of the top right now. He's Soul to Soul. They be snitching on themselves. Don't just listen to anything. Music is made as an instrument of war. Hallelujah? That's the point. Go to Exodus 15, verse 1. Well, we're not going to spend too much time on no house of time. Let's get back to Yahuwah. Exodus 15, verse 1. Let's go ahead and get that B'nai Yahoo.
Come. Exodus chapter 15, verse 1. Then Moshe and the children of Israel sang this song to Yahuwah.
He did what?
Sang this song to Yahuwah.
That's she'ir. So that's about pressing their heads. They're singing a song. And let's see what the song is about. We're just going to read the rest of this verse and move on to the next one. Go ahead.
And spoke, saying, I will sing to Yahuwah, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and its rider he has thrown into the sea.
Oh, y'all hear this? The song is about what? Crushing their heads, ain't it? So y'all see how this works? Let's go. 2 Samuel chapter 1. Read verse 18.
Con. Second Samuel chapter 1, verse 18. And he told them to teach the children of Yehuda the song of the bow.
The song of the what?
The song of the bow.
The bow is a warring instrument, isn't it? I'm just trying to paint a picture here. Let's go to 2 Samuel 22. Go to chapter 22. Same book, chapter 22. We're going to look at verse 1. 2 Samuel chapter 22. I was trying to say it real fast.
2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 1. Then David spoke to Yahuwah the words of this song.
Of this what?
The words of this song.
It's she'ir. This is a song. And what did he say on this song? What are the words of this song?
On the day when Yahuwah had delivered him from the hand of all his enemies.
Man, look here. What did he say?
And from the hand of Shaul.
Man, this is about crushing the heads of the enemies. This is about crushing the heads of the enemies. And then y'all can read the song and y'all will see the song is about crushing the heads, y'all. It's about crushing the heads. It's about a crushing that's associated, crushing the power, the power or the work of the Roshim. David understood this. Go to Judges chapter 5. All right, let's read verse 1.
Judges chapter 5, verse 1. Then Deborah and Barak, the son.
Y'all remember Deborah? Deborah is the only female judge in the scriptures. Let's see what her song says. Let's see.
Then Deborah and Barak, the son of Abinoam, sang on that day, saying, when leaders lead in Israel, when the people willingly offer themselves, bless Yahuwah. Hear, O kings, give ear, O princes. I, even I, will sing to Yahuwah. I will sing praise to Yahuwah Eluah of Israel. Yahuwah, when you went out from Seir, when you marched from the field of Edom, the earth trembled and the Shamayim poured. The clouds also poured water. The mountains gushed before Yahuwah.
Skip to verse 11.
Verse 11, far from the noise of the archers, among the watering places, there they shall recount the righteous acts of Yahuwah, the righteous acts for his villagers in Israel. Then the people of Yahuwah shall go down to the gates. Awake, awake, Deborah. Awake, awake, sing a song. Arise, Barak, and lead your captives away, O son of Abimelech. Then the survivors came down, the people against the nobles.
Against who?
Against the nobles.
Against the Roshim. Keep going.
Yahuwah came down for me against the mighty.
Against the heads, against the mighty. Against the mighty. When you read the whole, it's a long song, but just read it, you'll see that it's associated with crushing the Roshim of the other nations. We know the story of Deborah. You know what he did. What she did with Barak. Go to Psalms 149. This is a famous one. Psalms 149. We gotta do Psalm 149. We gotta do that. Gots to do that. Let's start with verse 1. Y'all ready? All right, let's do it.
Psalm 149, verse 1. Praise Yahuwah. Sing to Yahuwah a new song.
A new what?
A new song.
So this is Dawid, y'all. Forefather Dawid talking about singing a song. Let's see what the song is about. Let's go.
And his praise in the assembly of the Kodashim. Let Israel rejoice in their maker. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their Melech. Let them praise his name with the dance.
And that what we do?
Let them sing praises to him with the timbrel and harp.
With the djembe and the stringed instruments. Keep going.
For Yahuwah takes pleasure in his people. He will beautify the humble with salvation. Let the Kodashim be joyful in Kabod. Let them sing aloud on their beds. Let the high praises of Eluah be in their mouth.
Be in where?
In their mouth.
So should songs from the heathen be in our mouth? Should the new NBA Youngboy be in your mouth? It should be the high praises of it. Listen, there should be the only music that any mishpacha should be listening to. I'm serious, y'all. You got music is spiritual. You can't listen to nothing if it ain't got nothing. If it ain't about Yahuwah and Yahusha, if it ain't about this covenant, if it ain't about the Most High, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. This is war. Some of y'all are like, well, I don't listen to that stuff like that. I just like I listen to the Isley Brothers and slow jams, and I just that's different. No, it's not. No, it's not different. They be in covenant with the same people. The only difference with them, instead of their music causing people to kill each other, their music just causes people to fornicate, commit adultery, and to do those types of abominations. Like for real. For real. Ain't none of that music. Y'all think Isley Brothers ain't no marriage music? Y'all think they singing about husband and wife? No. They singing about fornication, adultery, and abominations. And what they do is they influence the nation of Israel to continually move in fornication. That's the doctrine of Balaam. To be in a perpetual state of wickedness and sin as a people because of the music. That's how powerful and influential music is. Music, the musicians are way more influential than any movie star. The musicians are way more influential than any basketball star. I'm telling you, y'all. The musicians are the most influential people. I talked about this before, but I remember when I was working at my job, they were so hyped. This was a few years ago because they did a Super Bowl commercial. Yeah, we got this is a corporation. Man, we did a Super Bowl commercial. Y'all check it out when y'all watch the Super Bowl. Y'all, it was like a 20, 30-second quick commercial, a little jingle that they invested millions of dollars just to have that 30-second jingle playing in the Super Bowl. You don't think that them people did they research the major corporations before they invest that type of money? To where they know this stuff works. Knowing the psychology of people, and how, man, you get a catchy enough song if you can just and then put your product behind the song. They know it's well worth the whatever $5 million that they spent for the little 30-second. They know it. No, it's witchcraft because nobody ever in life said they bought something. Well, I shouldn't say that. The majority of people never would say that they bought something because they saw a commercial on Super Bowl during the Super Bowl, but all of y'all have done it before. You just never knew that you did it because of that, because it's witchcraft. It's the subconscious. Nobody says, man, I bought that Budweiser because I saw the Super Bowl commercial, but a lot of people really did do it. You just didn't know that's why you did it. It's psychology 101, y'all. If they can slip something in your subconscious, they got you. That's way better than trying to, sell you into something, trying to talk you into buying something. No, it's way more powerful if they can hypnotize you into buying it. If they can slip it in your subconscious to where you buy it and you don't even know why you buying it. You just in the store and you see, oh, okay, let me go and try this out. Not knowing the reason why you're doing that is because you just saw the Super Bowl commercial earlier. And now it's appealing to you. Yeah, getting things slipped into your subconscious. That's why meditation is so important. That's why, he actually made a great point, actually. Let me not just slide through that. Did y'all hear what she said? So meditating on Torah, that's why Yahuwah knows how we wired. That's why he been telling us to do this stuff, but do it with him. When you lie down, when you rise up, have it as a sign up on your hand, the frontlets between your eyes, right on the doorpost. That means have Yahuwahs everywhere. Billboards, right? That's what they trying to do. They trying to put their stuff though. Billboards and all that. They be investing millions of dollars. They have these billboards on the highway, all this stuff. They not investing that type of money if they didn't know for sure that this stuff worked. I used to always be like, man, they crazy spending all that money for that, man. I ain't never bought nothing because of no billboard. Man, they tripping. They tripping, man. They know exactly what they doing. But we supposed to do that about Yahuwah. You should have Yahuwah all over your house. Have some Yahuwah stuff up on the wall. Have some scriptures have it all over you. You know what I'm saying? Meditate on the Torah. That's how you get Torah in. That's one way. There's many ways, but that's one way you can get Torah in you as far as it slipping in your subconscious. Like Maleki Husha talked about a while ago, how he does sleep, like Emo saying, he'll just have the scriptures playing while he goes to sleep. Did y'all know that, oh man, it'll be all right, man. It'll be all right. Did y'all ever, so when I was young, if we fell asleep on the TV, it would be like, anybody old enough to remember that? It'll be like the Star Spangled Banner, and then it'll be like, and then you wake up to that. It'll be irritating. You got to turn the TV off. Like literally, by the time it gets a certain time, the Star Spangled Banner will play, and it'll just be a beeping sound. It'll be like, like just colors. By the time I was in college, by the time I was an adult, you fall asleep on TV, you're going to wake up to some straight ratchet life, call 1-800, call me now stuff. I don't think they even do that anymore, do they? I don't know. I ain't had cable in a long time. Oh, yeah, you'll get that too, though. Yeah, that's true. You're right. But a lot of it be wicked stuff. Because even if you fall asleep on it, maybe some of it can slip into your subconscious. Especially if they do it in the form of music, especially jingles, music. Oh, man, they can get you with that. Let's keep going. We're wrapping it up, y'all. We're still in Psalm 149. We start with verse 6. No, start with verse 4.
Con. Psalm 149, verse 4. For Yahuwah takes pleasure in his people. He will beautify the humble with salvation. Let the Kodashim be joyful in Kabod. Let them sing aloud on their beds. Let the high praises of Eluah be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand.
To do what?
To execute vengeance on the nations.
So the high praises of Eluah, the songs, is associated with executing vengeance on the nations? Didn't we just establish that the other nations are the seed of the serpent? Keep going.
And punishments on the peoples, To bind their kings with chains.
To bind their who? The kings, aren't those the heads? The leadership, right? And who else?
And their nobles with fetters of iron.
Their nobility gets binded through the high praises of Allure in the mouth of the people. Keep going.
To execute on them the written judgment. This honor have all his Kodashim. Praise Yahuwah.
This honor has everybody who believe in Jesus. Y'all, as the Kodashim, you are able to declare a thing and it'll come to pass. Like, as the Kodashim moving in the tabernacle of Dawid, you will declare a word, and it's literally warfare against the other nations. It literally shoots forth like arrows. Who saw arrows? Somebody saw arrows. What did you see again?
I was shooting sapphire and amber arrows while you were prophesying.
Okay, so when I was prophesying is basically declaring the words of the Most High. It's shooting. And so that's a confirmation right there. Ain't nobody know what we were going to be teaching about. You see what I'm saying? The Most High will do that a lot, y'all. The Most High will do that a lot before we even bring out the word. But let's go to 1 Chronicles 25. Let's try to go pass through the rest of this. Like, we thought music was just for entertainment. Man, they got so many native tribes. They'll go and they have war dances. Before they go to war, they have a whole ritual of war dances that they'll do with drums and certain dances that they do. I mean, even in, that's why do y'all think in football, because football is just war games. Why do you think every football team, they have a band, at least in high school and college and stuff? That's what they're mimicking. They're mimicking the warring music, because the band is supposed to get them charged. It's supposed to go before them before they go and win the game. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how that goes. Let's look at First Chronicles 25, verse 1. This is the tabernacle of Dawid. We're gonna see how Dawid moved.
Con. 1 Chronicles 25, verse 1. Moreover, Dawid and the captains of the army separated for the service some of the sons of Asaph, of Haman, and of Jeduthun, who should prophesy with the
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Read verse 1 again.
Verse 1. Moreover, Dawid and the captains of the army separated for the service some of the sons of Asaph.
Wait, who? So the captains of the army were the ones who organized the musicians? Y'all see this? Do y'all see this? That's how important the musicians were when it came to the military. It was the soldiers who organized the musicians, because the musicians to Dawid was part of the military. Actually, they were a major part of the military. Keep going. Yeah. And what did the musicians do? These were the sons of Asaph and Heman. And what did they do?
Who should prophesy with harps, stringed instruments, and cymbals.
Man, what? Their job was to prophesy. Their job was to declare words to music. That's how they went to war. And then it goes into the whole breakdown of all the different names of the people that it was fully organized. Fully organized. And they would cast lots to see who would go first and different things like that. Go to Deborah chapter 32, Mishpacha. And then we should be done after that. That should be the last one. right, let's start with verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 1. Give ear, O Shamayim, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Let my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew.
Read verse 1 again.
Verse 1. Give ear, O Shamayim, and I will speak and hear.
So he's asking the Shamayim to give ear. Y'all see this? And what else does he say?
And hear, O earth.
That's the Shamayim and the rest. That's the two witnesses. Y'all see this? That's a part of this song that he wants the heaven and earth to be a witness here. And hear what, O earth?
The words of my mouth. Let my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew.
That's what we talked about, is how the teachings, the words is what's used as war. But let them drop as rain, let it distill as the dew. So again, that's heaven and earth again. I don't know if y'all see that, but that's heaven and earth again. So the teachings that drop as rain, that's coming from the what? Shamayim, right? Then it says, let my speech distill as the dew. The dew comes from the ground, comes from the moisture in the ground. So that's heaven and earth as a witness. Keep going.
As raindrops on the tender herb, and as showers on the grass. For I proclaim the name of Yahuwah. Ascribe greatness to our allure. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are justice. An allure of truth and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. They have corrupted themselves. They are not his children because of their blemish, a perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus deal with Yahuwah, O foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father who bought you? Has he not made you and established you? Remember the days of old.
Remember the days of old. Keep going.
Consider the years of many generations.
Consider the years of many generations. Look at the old ways. Look at the ancient ways. Go ahead.
Ask your father, and he will show you. Your elders, and they will tell you.
Ask the Zakim when what?
When the Most High divided their inheritance to the nations. When he separated the sons of Adam. He set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the children of Israel.
So how many nations are there? 70 nations, right? And according to the scriptures, there's 70 nations. And there were 70 people of the children of Israel who first went into, I know they look between 70 and 75, but it's 70 according to Torah that went into Egypt. That first went into Egypt during the days of Joseph when he had Jacob going to Egypt. Yep. So Yahuwah is saying here that he divided the nations based on the children of Israel. He divided the nations based on the sons of Adam. Based on the children, he set the boundaries of the peoples based on the numbers of the children of Israel. That goes back to what we were talking about the sands of the sea were the boundaries of the seas, the boundaries of the nations, right? He said the children of Israel were as of the sand of the seas. And when you look into Hebrew, that's the boundaries. That's the boundary of the seas. Verse 9.
Verse 9. For Yahuwah's portion is his people. Yaakov is the place of his inheritance.
But Yahuwah's portion is us. This goes back to what I was saying. This is proving what I was saying. That all the other nations are given over to other allures. He said, but Yahuwah's portion is his people. Jacob is the place of his inheritance. So did he say that Yahuwah loves all, is with all people, all nations? He said Yahuwah's portion is his people. And who is his people? Jacob is the place of his inheritance. So he's showing you here that all the other nations are given over to us, other things, right here in Devarim. But Yahuwah had chose Israel to be his people. Let's keep going. Verse 10.
Verse 10. He found him in a desert land and in a wasteland, a howling wilderness. He encircled him. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirs up its nest, hovers over its young, spreading out its wings, taking them up, carrying them on its wings. So Yahuwah alone led them, and there was no foreign Alua with him. He made him ride in the heights of the earth, that he might eat the produce of the fields. He made him draw honey from the rock, and oil from the flinty rock, curds from the cattle, and milk of the flock.
So that's the land of milk and honey. Milk and honey. Keep going.
With fat of lambs and rams, and the breed of Bashan and goats, with the choicest wheat.
Yeah, and fat is similar to milk in the scriptures, because the Hebrew word for fat is like chaleb, and milk is something similar. I can't remember right now, but milk is basically just made from fat. Kalab for milk, or for and what was fat? Is it chaleb? Yeah, so they related to each other. Yeah. Kalab. So, because it makes sense, because milk is really like a lot of the milk is made from the fat. Let's keep going.
Curds from the cattle, and milk of the flock, with fat of lambs, and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats, with the choicest wheat. And you drank wine, the blood of the grapes. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. You grew fat, you grew thick, you are obese. Then he forsook Alua who made him, and scornfully esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with foreign Aluas. With abominations they provoked him to anger. They sacrificed to demons, not to Alua.
Man, keep going.
To Elohim, who they did not know. To new Elohim, new arrivals that your fathers did not fear.
Sorry.
Of the rock who begot you, you are unmindful. You have forgotten the Alua who fathered you. And when Yahuwah saw it, he spurned them because of the provocation of his sons and his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end will be. For they are a perverse generation, children in whom is no faith. They have provoked me to jealousy by what is not Alua. They have moved me to anger by their foolish idols. But I will provoke them to jealousy by those who are not a nation. I will move them to anger by a foolish nation.
By a what?
By a foolish nation.
Prophesying. This was a man. Mosiah was prophesying. That's, yeah. We got driven into captivity by one of the Babylon is one of the most foolish nations ever. Yeah, it is for real. It's a whole lot of stuff that's just crazy on just the lack of wisdom that this the nation moves by. But let's keep going.
For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn to the lowest hell. It shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap disasters on them. I will spend my arrows on them. They shall be wasted with hunger, devoured by pestilence and bitter destruction. I will also send against them the teeth of beasts, with the poison of serpents of the dust. The sword shall destroy outside. There shall be terror within, for the young man and virgin, the nursing child and the man of gray hairs.
Deuteronomy 28 again. Keep going.
I would have said, I will dash them in pieces. I will make the memory of them to cease from among men.
That's really what happened, isn't it? That's how you know that this prophecy is about this captivity, ultimately at least. Because it was in this captivity when we ceased, when our identity was taken, when our memory ceased from among the men, the memory of who we are, was ceased from among the nations. We got given over to a foolish nation, and then our identity was taken. We just thought we was American. Let's keep going.
Had I not feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should misunderstand, lest they should say, our hand is high, and it is not Yahuwah who has done all this. For they are a nation void of
That's
counsel,
this place, yeah.
nor is there any understanding in them. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. How could one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, unless their rock had sold them, and Yahuwah had surrendered them?
Man, that's literally.
For their rock is not like our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is the vine of Sodom and the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, their clusters are bitter.
Yahusha said he is the vine and we are the. So you wouldn't bear the vine, you wouldn't bear grapes of gall if you're secured in Yahusha, if your eyes is on Yahusha, if you're attached to Yahusha. But this is the other nations. Let's keep going, verse 33.
Verse 33, their wine is the poison of serpents and the cruel venom of cobras. Is this not laid up in store with me, sealed up among my treasures? Vengeance is mine and recompense.
There you go. So this is how you know this is a song. Because listen, keep going.
Their foot shall slip in due time.
Y'all see this? Keep going.
For the day of their calamity is at hand.
This is a song. It's about crushing the heads of the other nations. Keep going.
And the things to come hasten upon them.
And they do what?
The things to come hasten upon them. For
these
your
things will hasten upon them. The vengeance of Yahuwah, the recompense. This song is declaring judgment against the nations. Keep going, verse 36.
Verse 36, for Yahuwah will judge his people and have compassion on his servants when he sees that their power is gone and there is no one remaining, bond or free. He will say, where are their Elohim, the rock in which they sought refuge? Who ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offering? Let them rise and help you and be your refuge. Now see that I, even I, am he, and there is no Eluah besides me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Nor is there any who can deliver out of my hand. For I raise my hand to the Shamayim and say, as I live forever, if I whet my glittering sword and my hand takes hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and repay those who hate me.
That's right.
I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, with the blood of the slain and the captives, from the heads of the leaders of the enemy.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. What's that word for heads? Is that Rosh? Anybody able to look that up real quick? There you go. There you go. That is a song. Crushing the power of the Rosh, of the other nations. From the heads of the leaders of the enemy. Verse 43.
Verse 43, rejoice, O Gentiles, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and render vengeance to his adversaries. He will provide atonement for his land and his people.
So is that and really there? So it's also good. You could also say this is saying he will provide atonement for his land, his people. Because we are the land, aren't we? All right. Let's keep going. We'll wrap it up.
Verse 44, so Moshe came with Yahusha, the son of Nun, and spoke all the words of this song in the hearing of the people. Moshe finished speaking all these words to all Israel, and he said to them, set your heart on all the words which I testify among you today, which you shall command your children to be careful to observe all the words of this Torah. For it is not a futile thing for you, because it is your life. And by this word you shall prolong your days in the land which you cross over the Jordan to possess. Then Yahuwah spoke to Moshe at that very same day, saying, go up this mountain of Abiram, Mount Nebo, which is in a land of Moab, across from Jericho. View the land of Canaan, which I give to the children of Israel as a possession, and die on the mountain which you ascend, and be gathered to your people, just as Aharon your brother died on Mount Hor, and was gathered to his people. Because you trespass against me among the children of Israel, at the waters of Meribah Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, because you did not hallow me in the midst of the children of Israel. Yet you shall see the land before you, though you shall not go there into the land which I am giving to the children of Israel.
Hallelujah. That's a song right there. Keep that song in your heart, because the Most High is executing vengeance on the nations. And when he's executing vengeance on the nations, he's using that to crush the heads of the serpent, to crush the heads of the serpent. Using a word, to crush using a word. Hallelujah. Praise Yahuwah and Yahusha. But yeah, that's another issue, y'all, is that even in the church, like with the gospel music industry, it's just entertainment. Like it's no real like function in it other than entertainment. So that's why your favorite gospel music artists, well, used to be favorite, they really didn't turn into nothing but like Hollywood type entertainers. Ain't nothing militaristic about them. They ain't no function of what they're doing other than entertaining people so they can get rich. Oh, go ahead. Yes, sir.
All right, so we start off with Ima Oria. She said, when you hear a song, whether you know it or not, it tends to stick to your mind. Yep. Yeah, music is the only thing that can enter your subconscious against your will. Then she said, natural flavors come from the secretions from animals, prepared from the bladder of the sturgeon fish. I don't know what you're talking about there, Ima. Did you want to?
We were talking about natural flavors. Natural flavors come from animals, and it could also come from plants too. Did y'all understand it?
So children, y'all should be sitting down still. The only one in there should be Z. Children, y'all come sit down. Yeah, send everybody out that's not Z. He the only one that should be in there. All right. So Hezekiah put this video of them dipping some alligator in some gravy and throwing down. So Yellow Dean, y'all know y'all not supposed to be getting up. I don't know why y'all doing that. Let's not do that again. Ima Oria, Deuteronomy 31:30. Moses spoke the song in their hearing until they were ended. What do it mean by them being ended? Then she said, answer, it should be with them to the end of the age.
Why'd you thumbs down your own thing?
I don't think she meant to do that. You put a thumbs down on it? Shh. That could be an element. You said, what does it mean by until they were ended? Yeah. to the end of the age. Yeah, that can make sense. I think it directly is saying that he spoke the words until there were no more words to speak. All right, Beniyahu. Psalm 58:6. Break their teeth in their mouth, O Alua. Break out the fangs of the young lions. Yeah, that's what you was talking about. Oh, he not here. Okay. I said that the word crush is very similar to the word for judge because they both have shin pei in it. It's kind of interesting. I was just talking to Hadassah about a war of words. Ima Orya. He make you, he says, he, Satan, make you lame in your walk. Then he, the Most High, will heal the broken bones. I think that's in reference to Genesis 3. Khan. Benyahu said, Genesis 3:15, and I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. Luke 8:11. Now the parable is this: the seed is the word. The conflict between Israel's word and the seed of the serpent word. Yup. Yeah, that's what Musa was saying actually. Iman Angie put the old, oh man, this the throwback. That's the Kenwood. Yeah, that's the Kenwood. Rack stereo system.
That's it right
you
there.
buy that mug for 1G. I said that's a bad boy right there.
That's
a bad
right
boy.
there, boy.
Got your VHS, got your 6-disc changer. I remember that. Somebody stole that mug out of our house when we was little. Yeah, man, we lived in Killeen, man. It is, you know what I'm saying? It's just, she also said, has there ever been a case of someone selling their soul and then turning to Yahuwah to get out? I don't know. I don't really think Kanye with Yahuwah like that. I don't think Kanye with Yahuwah like that. If you sell your soul, I don't know. That's a dude question. That's a dude question. The scriptures talk about the only unforgiven. Hey, y'all too loud, man. Why y'all keep talking? Y'all don't see we talking? So anyway, I think the scriptures say that the only unforgivable sin is like blaspheming the Ruach. So I don't know if that would count as blaspheming the Ruach. I'm not even sure you possess your soul enough to sell it. So I don't know. It's a really good question, I think. Zakin Ubal said, Matthew 4:8. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain and shows him all the kingdoms of the world and glory of them. And saith unto him, all these things will I give thee if you will fall down and worship me. What was you thinking with that? You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, just basically talking about the music industry. All these people are selling their soul for a jelly roll, to the devil. So they go out there and just do their thing and get paid, and like you say, they get paid big money, man. Sell their soul to the devil. Hallelujah.
Man, I've been studying out this armor of Alua, and it's interesting because this shield of faith is taking a long time. So it says that you have to take up the shield of faith so that you can quench the fiery darts of the enemy. But the thing is, most shields, especially in that time, were made from wood, so you wouldn't be able to quench the darts of fiery darts because it was made from wood. And that word for shield actually translates as stone in the Greek. So it goes back to like immunai and faith. So as I was studying, I came across this real interesting passage in the book of Jasher, and I know that it's kind of a interesting allegory, I would say at least. But when Abraham was on the way to sacrifice Isaac, exactly what you were saying about it being a war of words. I was just talking to Hadassah about this boker. But one of the things that snares us is the enemy has these words. And the thing is, he usually wraps them in truth. Like Alua will give you a promise, and then what the enemy will do is he'll speak that promise, but then he'll speak to it and use your own logic. Like, for example, Yahuwah might tell, especially one of the daughters. I don't see them in here though. The ones I was saying. All right, anyway, but Yahuwah might tell, especially one of the young ones, lay hands and do this thing like Yirmiyahu. Actually, that happened to you. Yahuwah's like lay hands and impart into this person, and what the enemy will do is he'll say, "Man, you should lay hands and impart," but they're not gonna receive it, and it'll be so subtle. So you really have to be careful of the words. He did the same thing with Yahusha when he went to the wilderness. I really hope we got what Musa was saying. I know, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but it seemed like there was a lot going on during the lesson. Lots of movement, which, you know, that just kind of is what it is. But if you can really lock in and make sure that you say loud on this throughout the week and don't lose this, because I'm telling you, the enemy is crafty with the words. Like, he's been doing this for thousands and thousands of years. Thousands and thousands of years. And if he can get you to doubt the word of Yahuwah, you'll lose access to the Shamayim. Because Melech Musha say this all the time. Again, the Shamayim don't deal with doubt. So Yahuwah will give you a word, and Hasatan will come against it very, very subtle. I'll give you just one quick example out of the book of Yasher. So y'all know what Yahuwah told to do to his son Isaac, right? Y'all know that? Okay, all right. He said, go sacrifice your son. So this the book tells this story about how Hasatan appears, and he's a meek and humble old man. And he tells Abraham that surely Yahuwah wouldn't ask you to do this. You're being a silly old man because that's your only son. There's no way Yahuwah would ask you to sacrifice your only son. Abraham recognized it immediately, but I only point that out to show like the craftiness of the words of Hasatan. Because I think sometimes when we hear like Mushal say, man, it's a war of words, you think sometimes Hasatan gonna just show up and be like, Yahuwah said do that? No, that's not what Yahuwah said. It's not that obvious. Yahuwah tell you to do a thing, and then Hasatan will show up and he will, hey, y'all stop. Hasatan will show up and he'll change one thing. We saw it in the garden. He said, don't eat from this tree. Hasatan show up and say, Yahuwah said don't eat or touch it, right? And it's that small thing that will introduce doubt, because now you're questioning what you heard. So I really hope that y'all capture what Mushal was saying, because it's going to come up. It's going to come up. It's going to come up. It's getting ready to happen, Eliyahu. You worry about them crackers. I'm trying to tell you, it's getting ready to happen to you. There's a perfect example. And now you look confused. She said it earlier. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you'll get a word, and then, man, that thing will be snatched away. I think this might be Luke 8 that you was talking about. It's the parable of the sower. The seed is the word. It'll come and it'll sow into these different grounds, but then Hasatan will come and mess with it and try and take it. So I really hope that y'all got what Musa was saying about the songs and the words, because it's a war of words. That's what's going to ensnare a lot of people in this season. Yahuwah going to tell you to do something. This is the Ruach. I'm telling y'all, Yahuwah going to tell you to do something, and you're going to doubt it because you're going to get an opposite word. I'll say this real quick. So one of the things with our son when he was born, he has like this thing on his head, not on his head, but so in order for the baby to pass through the birth canal, the matrix, their head has to, their skull's not hard, so it shifts and it shapes and it forms. Because of the way that he came out, and y'all, we was in a car when this baby was born. We was in a car. We didn't make it to the place. So she was in the passenger seat. Yeah, we didn't make it to the birth center. She was in the passenger seat, but because of the way he came out, part of his head is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like he got like a lopsided head. But Yahuwah had told us not to fear. And I'm telling y'all how like sneaky Hasatan is. What happened is we was looking at his head, and I was like, dang, that boy head lopsided. Like that don't look right. But this is what we started to do. We started to look online and be like, man, what is this? What is this? And then the Ruach spoke to me. He said, but what did I tell you? What I was doing is I was reading words against what Yahuwah said. And I didn't recognize it. And I know that was a sign, Ms. Parker. I'm telling you, Yahuwah gonna give you a word. You gonna go into research mode, or you gonna try and solve it logically, or you gonna think about it a certain way. But words are daggers. This is the last thing I say. So in Ephesians 6, Mushal like alluded to it earlier, that it says that take up the shield of faith to quench the fiery darts of the enemy. When you look in the Greek, you'll see that fiery darts. So that word dart is actually missile. That word is missile. It don't mean like a blow dart. It means a missile, something fired quickly. Hey, come here. She's talking to you. Go ahead, David. It means something fired quickly. And then that word for fiery, it actually means to kindle. So in this season, you're going to receive a word from Yahuwah, but then Hasatan going to give you a word to kindle something else inside of you. It's probably going to be fear. It's going to be fear. It's going to be doubt. That's why that had to be the Ruach that had Yahya asked, like, man, who's struggling with doubt? What y'all think this lesson was for? You struggling with doubt, what are the words that you're hearing? Fiery darts are words designed to kindle your emotions. Kindle, because your shield, man, I got to get this thing out, man. It's been a fight to get this thing out. But the shield is supposed to cover your body. That's where your emotions are. It's where your thoughts are. Your thoughts are in your heart, not your brain. Your brain is a storage base. It don't think nothing. It's just that your thoughts and your heart draw from your brain. That's all it does. It's like a memory. It's like a hard drive. It don't produce nothing. It just stores everything. So the shield of faith is supposed. Your Hasatan is trying to kindle your emotions and kindle your thoughts to start thinking about things. That's why Musa was going in on the music. That was Ruaco. I had a dream about music it's like 2 nights ago, maybe. Where I was listening to some music, and then Hadassah said, "You're not supposed to listen to that." And I was like, "Yeah, you're probably right." I was riding with Melik Musha, and I had some music on my phone, and Hadassah was like, "Yeah, don't play that." And praise Yahusha. But that was the Ruach. I see you, Ben. That was the Ruach. So I'm just trying to drive home what Musha was saying, because it's subtle. It's so subtle. I seen it. We'll get the lesson. We'll hear it. We'll like, man, that was real through. We'll clap at the end, and then here comes Shlishi, and all of a sudden you're getting attacked, and you don't know why. Like Mushal is giving you things to equip. Like, watch the words that you're receiving. Watch what you're Googling. Watch the songs. Watch the movies. Be careful, because Yahuwah's going to tell y'all. Yahuwah's going to tell y'all to do something, and Hasatan going to come with a sneaky word that's going to cause you to doubt it. He ain't going to say Yahuwah was wrong. He going to say, well, what if? What if this? Or what if that? That's why we have doubt. That's why we have worry. What was that other word? Yeah, unbelief. Doubt and unbelief. Come on, Ben.
You mentioned the dream, and I had the same dream, except it was Melech Yahusha. And he had us in a line. There was groups. It was a one big line, but at a certain point there was a different group. So the first couple people were one group, the second couple people were another group. I was in the second group, and he was telling us that he was going to give us the order, and he practiced giving us the order, like, you're going to move forward to where the first group has to go out the door. And so we moved forward, and there's this girl in front of me, and she wasn't where she was supposed to be. She was like in front of a person where she was supposed to be behind a person. And so I tried telling her, you're supposed to be behind this person, but no words came out. It was just music. I was trying to tell her to get behind a person because that's where she was supposed to be, but my words were music. I couldn't speak. It was just music. So in order to make her understand, I had to move my hands and say, from here to here. You're supposed to be from here to here, but I couldn't speak words. It was just music coming out of my mouth.
So I had this dream on 9/10. Yahuwah told me to do a 7-day fast, and it's interesting the way your dream was, because we was at a men's event, huh? 9/10, the same. So yeah, it is the same day I had mine. So in the dream, we was at a men's event. There was a bunch of people getting in lines. Everybody had to get in lines. And then there was a hotel room. My key didn't work to the hotel room, so Melik Musha was like, you know what? That's all right. I'm gonna move you to this room. You can have this room. And then we was riding. I skipped some of it, but Yeah, Melon Musha was pleased with the things that I was doing, and he said he was listening. There was some music in the car playing. There was some old school churchy stuff, and Hadassah recommended playing newer stuff, and I did. Yeah, that's wild. This thing Ruaco. Yeah, you did.
So I had a dream on 9/15 about Yahuwah confirming that he wants me to start writing music and writing like war music and I guess just music in general. Right after I like get a word, I like the revelation of the dream about Yahuwah wanting me to write music. I heard there was that word of doubt that came in my mind, like, but you busy though, like your life too busy to even try to write music. Like right after Yahuwah confirmed, like, yeah, you need to start writing music, the next thought was, but you don't have time. So that's just confirming, like, what did you say as far as like Yahuwah give you a word and then Hasatan will come and like whisper in your ear that doubt about like, you know, whatever the word is that Yahuwah gave you, which was about music.
Something else that's powerful and through about music is it will bring you back. It'll make you zakar. It'll make you zakar. It will like put you literally in a specific place at a specific time once you listen to it. With specific people, right. So it's wild because me and Ben been listening to old like Pesach 2022 and just those old music that those old worship tracks, so to speak, that we listened to when we was first like coming into, just to have like that refreshing, you know what I mean? Just to like go back to that place, that Zakar, where you came from, Zakar, how far Yahuwah has brought you, just things of that nature. So even on the way up here, I think we was listening to Pesach 2022. Yeah, and that's all I got on that.
Sorry, over here excited about the baby. But anyways. Jeez, now I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, but this ain't what I was going to say, but I'm going to say it now. But when I was in high school, it had this video that used to, this secret video, and it called like Blood Sacrifice. And it was like an underground video that would like talk, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, it would talk about the celebrities, like who sold the soul or whatever. And it's crazy because it had so much Christian music, like Kirk Franklin and like CC Winans. I don't know if they're gospel, but they were on there. It was like all like gospel singers. And I just remember like feeling like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe even the gospel singers, like they singing about, you know, quote unquote God, but they literally sold their soul like that. It tripped me out. I was just like, wow. Okay, but anyways, so what I wanted to talk about don't have nothing to do with the music thing, but it was something in the Torah portion that I had read that kind of stuck out to me. It was Deuteronomy 32, and it was like verse 48, I guess, through 51. Does Moshe to die on Mount Nebo or whatever. So I guess it's verse 51 when Yahuwah was telling him, like, you know, because you trespass against me among the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh in the wilderness, you know, that's why he can't go into the promised land. So it had me thinking, because when I was reading it, I was like, man, that was so long ago, like that he do that. And, you know, he couldn't go into the promised land because of that trespass. And it had kind of made me like sit down and think like, dang, like, I wonder what sins I committed that there was a piece, that there was something that I probably was supposed to get that died because of a sin that I committed that Yahuwah You know what I mean? Like, just like how he forgave Moshe for that, but that was the repercussion of him committing that sin. So it made me think about, wow, like, I wonder what things that I was supposed to get in life, but because of stuff that I trespassed, that it died. Just like what Melech Musha be like, every time you sin, something inside of you die. Like, something dies. You know, like something maybe you were supposed to get, it died. You know what I mean? So it really had me thinking, I'm like, man, like, you know, he was just, when he was saying, yeah, because you do this to me at the waters of Meribah, I was like, what, a long time ago? Like, you know, like I was just thinking about like how, wow, like Yahuwah ain't forget about that. Like you ain't going into the promised land because you did this thing. So it just had me thinking about that. But I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, that's deep. That's heavy. Yeah, this is something else that I was supposed to bring out earlier, but this is some of y'all might be familiar with this letter. This was supposedly a meeting. I'm just gonna read like the first paragraph. Y'all can read the rest on your own if y'all want to. But this was supposed to be a meeting that happened in 1991. It's mother long. I'll just read like the first paragraph. But this is on Inside. This was on Insider.com. It says, after more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music and ultimately American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making this story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they were not ready for. All right, let's see if there's a summary here somewhere. Well, I'll just summarize it. Basically, y'all read this on your own. But basically, he was in a meeting where they basically tied the prison. The prison industry was basically in bed. The private prison industry was in bed with the music industry. And basically, the prison industry, the private prison industry, was in bed with the music industry to basically push this certain type of music to fill up the prisons. And that's basically how gangster rap was. This was all in Los Angeles. This is how gangster rap was birthed because they basically needed to fill up those private prisons in order to make any profit. And that's how you notice, like, when you look at like mass incarceration and things like that, that didn't really get big, like real big to where it was like crazy until after the gangster rap really hit hard in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's it. What are the 3-strike rule? What was that originated at? That was California, y'all. California. The mandatory minimums you had then. You had the Clintons come in. That was like they came in like the early 90s, and that's when that's why Hillary lost. That's why she lost, because she couldn't get around that one. Because her husband pushed them the mandatory minimums, man, in the early 90s. It caused so many black folks to go to prison. It was more than the Republican. He caused more black folks to get prison than the Republicans did. And he tried to like apologize. Man, this is 30 years later. You want to apologize? Man, you need to, you go to Uncle Joe and them who did life because they got caught with 2 rocks. You need to go and get some reparations to them or something. Apologizing ain't gonna help, so that's why she lost.
She brought that whole thing out about the super predator.
That's why there ain't no allies in the government. You know, Democratic, Republic, ain't no allies, man.
One more thing, Mushal. That music that you was talking about, that culture, is called drill. It's called drill. Yeah. It's called drill music. Yeah.
The whole time. And it literally, drill music, Chicago. Yeah. New York, man. New York and LA, y'all. It's not really like Chicago is really, really like that. Like every city got bad parts, but New York City and LA ain't that bad, y'all. It's not. Like you compare New York City and LA, if you go to somewhere like Houston or something like that, it's about, I actually think Houston a little worse than LA. But the point is that Chicago is for real, for real. I've been to Chicago too, and yeah, and that's where the drill music started at. That's where that came from.
Yes, I'd like to land back on something Mushal was talking about, how powerful music is. As y'all know, I was a musician, for 30 or 40 years, and, I was mainly playing blues and rhythm and blues, So, it's so powerful, man. Our set list, we probably had about 40 or 50 songs. But we were doing mainly the same songs over and over, So, like he was saying, music was so powerful, man, that even though we were doing the same songs, people would come, man, and hear us, man, because we had got so tight on our sets, doing those same songs, and they would request those songs over and over. And even when I was playing in the church, we would go into the clubs after I get out of church, play a Sunday night gig. And a lot of the people from the church house would be off in the club, man, Everybody in the club have a beer and a cigarette just about, man, And, hey, man, it was powerful, man. We're doing, it's so corrupt, man, because they were pushing fornication and adultery, Basically, like, he was saying, songs like Hoochie Coochie Man, Tonight's the Night. It's cheaper to keep her, We were doing all them songs like that, man. And then people loved it, man. They be in there every night, man. And we get to playing, man. They get to drinking their beer, smoking their cigarettes. Next thing you know, women be on the floor, gyrating and stuff. And then, like I said, it was crazy, man. But music is so powerful, man. And even though we're doing the same songs over and over, man, they just loved it, man. We get in the club, the club be already packed, man, because we were gonna play, just something about live instruments, like Mushal was saying, just something about the live instruments, the horns, the keyboards, the guitars, saxophones, we had it all, drummers, So it was just, it's powerful, man. It's it lines up to what everything he's saying, man, and it had a message, and the message was fornication and adultery. Hallelujah.
You go first, Ema. I'll go after you.
I'm gonna make it short. This song that I used to love to listen to about this Hebrew girl, and it was a scripture song about when our cry enter his ears, because we read it in this Torah portion. I used to love that song till I found out about the person that sung the song. She went to tarot cards, reading palms, and all kind of stuff. So you really have to be careful of who you listen to. And I really didn't want to stop listening to her music, and I was like, I can't listen to this. And then another time I would go to sleep with the scriptures playing with the music. Then every time after they get through playing what I want to hear, here it is, a piano playing with some other Christian person or whoever it was. Then I started dreaming crazy Then I would wake up and I would hear that playing. I cut that off and I rebuke it because you don't know what kind of ruach is coming out of that music, you know. So now I try to get my playlist together and only play that, because all the other stuff they be playing, even the commercials in between the music. That's why I really don't like listening to my laptop no more on YouTube, listening to either our stuff, because you don't know what kind of stuff they putting in between that, especially when you're sleeping. But there was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot.
I was just gonna bring out how Mushal was talking about the music connected to like the battle or the war. So in the military, and I know Agdawid and Zykain will tell you, in the military there's always like a song that's tied to like your specific like battalion or whatever, your squadron or whatever. Yeah. There's always like I don't know about like in the Air Force though. No, not in the Air Force. But I know in the Navy it was, and I know in like the Army and the Marines it was like always like some music that people would sing, you know, when they marching, and then you got like the trumpets going off, and then they got the drums, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, they got basically like a band to go into war with. Yeah, like a military band. And then like before fights and stuff, like boxing fights and things like that, they always come out the music.
Rebirth of a nation. Hebrew kingdom building.